Love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people.
And it's going to go on and on. Let's get busy. Remember, don't like, share, or subscribe. What are you trying to do? Blow up the channel or something? I got enough on my plate. And so Kamala Harris went on this big advertorial, and Oprah is trying to present her as a candidate you can vote for. A star-studded event of celebrities, all of whom have no idea the life that you're living, the struggles that you have to contend with on a day-to-day basis, the complete lack of understanding about groceries, the price at the pump, the cost of mortgages and services that people deal with on the everyday. These people are totally isolated, completely tone deaf. A bunch of celebrities, elitist highbrows, liberal elitists, limousine liberals. All these people that cannot relate or understand you. If you take your voting advice from celebrities, you need to have your head examined. And Oprah's trying her best, God bless her, God love her. She's trying her best to try to make Kamala look like she's someone you should vote for. And so in her closing remarks, she went on and on. So let's try to see these closing remarks, if you could stand to listen to the pining and the platitudes.
About who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being. Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are, which includes freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be. And that's who we are. We believe in all that. And so this is a moment where we stand knowing what we are fighting for. We're not fighting against. It's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. Thank you.
She said so much nothing at the end. It's ridiculous. She didn't say much during the whole thing. It's all kinds of platitudes and feelings and emotions and ambitions and aspirations. People don't care about that. They don't want to care about that. That's the one thing. Donald Trump is the doctor who tells you, hey, listen, you're fat and you need to lose weight, exercise, and start cleaning up your diet. Didn't really say it the way that makes you feel good about yourself, but you know he's right. And that's the problem. People are voting because of their emotions or because they hate him. But you really have to listen and weigh the arguments, the policy positions that these two folks espouse. You may have to hold your nose and vote for Trump if you don't like him as a person, but you have to listen to the arguments. If you read these two arguments on paper, devoid of the two people, you just read transcript, 9 times out of 10, you'd probably choose Trump, if that was the case. Oprah tried her best to try to elevate Kamala. The voters, some of them asked some questions, none of them fast pitch down the middle of the plate or a curveball. It was an underhand lob like this one.
We got to play cut 33. It's 3 minutes and 14 seconds, Ben. I'm sorry, but I got to play it for you. Go ahead. Cut number 33.
When you become president, what would be your specific steps? Yeah, of course. What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. You know, my background was as a prosecutor, and I was also the elected attorney general for 2 terms of a border state. So this is not a theoretical issue for me. This is something I've actually worked on. Okay. I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. I take very seriously the importance of having a secure border and ensuring the safety of the American people. Sadly, where we are now can be traced most recently back to the fact that when the United States Congress, members of the Congress, including some of the most conservative Republicans, came up with a border security bill. And here's what that border security bill would have done. It would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border. Let me tell you, those border agents are working around the clock. It would have just been about giving them some support and relief, which is probably why the border agents actually endorsed the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl. And I'm looking at people from all over the country here, so I don't need to tell the folks who are watching this what fentanyl has done to families, to kids in our country, and the need to take seriously stemming the flow coming into our country and addressing that extraordinary and tragic issue in terms of its effect. The bill would have allowed us to have more resources to prosecute transnational criminal organizations. And it would have been part of the solution. And Donald Trump called up those folks and said, don't put that bill on the floor for a vote. He blocked the bill, and you know why? Why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And he has put his personal political security before border security. Because understand, even in the intervening months, what that bill would have done to give support to folks who care about this issue. And this again gets to the point about what does leadership really look like? And is it about you or is it about the people? Right. Is it about running on problems or fixing problems? My work and my career has always been about saying, let's fix problems. Let's address the needs, because we know it's within our capacity to do that.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely. And when I am elected President of the United States, I will make sure that bill gets to my desk and I will sign it into law.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Of course, Oprah, being an interviewer, she had to drag it back in. So what you're saying is you're going to do what? How are you going to handle it? Because she's bobbing and weaving all over the place. The reason, if you do the research, that bill did not pass is because there were all kinds of other pork in there. That, of course, the Border Patrol, ICE, they're going to sign up for any kind of subsidy and support, any kind of money that's coming through. But in reality, what it did was it didn't put more money. It put too much money into asylum. There wasn't enough restriction on asylum, to my understanding. So Republicans couldn't get the bill across because it just allowed for too much freedom in the asylum process. No good. Oprah tried, but again, when you're looking at this whole situation, you could see. You can bob and weave all these kinds of softball types of answers you're supplying. The person's there nodding, probably thinking to themselves, I'm not getting an answer on this. Like him or hate him, you know what Trump's going to do. Drill, baby, drill. Shut down the border, and he's going to have CBP, and he's going to have ICE chase down bad guys and throw them out of the country. You already said, yeah, there might be some administrative bottlenecks and problems and issues about how you go after people, who you go after. But again, you got to start somewhere. Start with criminal migrants. Get them out. Shut down all the overflows continuing to come in. Pause people from coming in. Let them go back to staying in Mexico. Reinstitute that executive action. Remain in Mexico so that we can catch up on the problems that have been created over the last 3 and 4 years. But again, don't listen to me, because when you get to the booth, you got to make up your own damn mind for you, me, and us. All the available information. Be it right, left, or center.